Ready to go!
Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to the show. We're going to have a big show today talking about both the top 8 and the bottom 8 tournaments that are about to be upon us. But first of all, welcome, John Brzenk. How are you, sir?
Hey, Brian. How's it going out there?
It's good. It's very hot and humid. It's like 100 degrees at the moment. I'm sitting in the shed. We've just had a thunderstorm, so it's like hot and humid.
Yeah.
How about you?
We're getting a little rain too right now. Believe it or not, my pool's getting a little bit of sprinkles on it, so it's a little overcast, which is unusual.
Is it Arizona this time of year? I mean, you guys have just finished winter. What's it like? Is it starting to get hot already, or?
It's starting to get warm. We had a couple days last week that was 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so yeah, it's warming up. But we dropped back down to the mid 60s, 70s. But yeah, perfect convertible weather. So.
Nice. Well, John, we've got some big news. Obviously, we saw released this morning from Igor Mazurenko regarding the top 8.
Right.
Denis Saplenkov has to now be omitted from the tournament.
Right, and Vitaly's taking his place, from what I understand.
Yeah, Vitaly Laletin. But Denis Saplenkov, I watched the video this morning. I mean, they kind of danced around what the topic was, but it looked like kidney issues. So,
right.
And they look like they're taking it pretty seriously too. So,
Right. Yeah, no, I saw a little bit of the footage when I got home, and I guess he's already admitted himself, or he's been in the hospital for a while. It's something like surgery. What's going on?
Well, they said he'd already had surgery. I don't know if I don't know anything about the kidney replacements or anything. If it was that serious or.
Right.
Either way, it's no good for Dennis. So wish.
Yeah, no details other than that, though, right? I mean, it could be like kidney stones, or I mean, it could be, who knows? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, what it means, as you said, is Vitaly Laletin from Russia takes his place and will now face Dmitry Trubin in the first round. So let's just jump straight in. How do you see Vitaly up against Dmitry Trubin going?
Well, it's a completely different match for Dmitry now, right? I mean, he had to worry about the containment and the side pressure, brute force of Dennis. Now he's competing against somebody his equal. I mean, Vitaly's going to probably, I don't know if they've ever pulled before, but both of their strengths now are going to be negated by their opponent. I mean, they're both so tall, so lanky, and so. Dominant with the hand and the height that it should be real interesting. I think it's a much better match. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust, what they do. I don't know that much about Vitaly. Does he even attempt any kind of a hooking?
I personally have never seen Vitaly come close to a hook. For me, he's always just been that dominate the height. That low hand top roll, and I think he is the taller athlete, as tall as Dmitry Trubin is. I think Vitaly's arm and hand are longer. So, yeah, Dmitry Trubin, as you said, it's very much changed from facing a short arm power based inside puller with containment to now having to worry about protecting his hand and wrist at the top. So, I think we over 6 rounds, which I believe the format is going to be. This one, for me, I lean towards Vitaly in this one.
Yeah, well, if he can take control, if he somewhat commits to a little bit of hand control and will do a little bit of a crushing move like Levan did to Trubin, and then rolls him once he has control. If it ends up going into a finger pull and going into the straps, I think Trubin might be the stronger guy as far as that goes. Pure back pressure, but. It looks like Vitaly, from the little bit of footage I've seen of him, he's got an extremely powerful hand. I mean, a hand that can and will maybe attempt to try to control the match. But he doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like he has much size or strength, right? I mean, but just watching him pull around with Devin, obviously he does.
Yeah, well, that's the same. I've always I've admired long-armed pullers. I feel like they have, particularly over long matches, they tend to accumulate that leverage more and more as each round goes by. And I think Vitaly. Right. Yeah, he'll definitely do that. I agree with you when you say Dmitry Trubin is probably the stronger guy in terms of back pressures and I guess side pressure as well, most likely. But yeah, I think Dimitri's going to be pulling with his wrist back if it's in the straps in the early rounds, and
Right. Well, Trubin seemed to get off to a pretty good start with Levan. I mean, his hits are hard. He's more explosive, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see. I guess it'll all come down to the start again, as most matches do.
So who's your pick?
I'm going to have to go with Trubin just because he's been around. He's been probably training a little bit longer now. Vitaly's kind of getting put in this position that's only, 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away. So who knows what kind of condition he's in. So
yeah, well, that is true. Yeah.
So.
All right, well, we are split on that one. I'll go Vitaly, you go Dmitry. And next round, we got a matchup that we've seen many times before. Their fellow countrymen, Rustam Babayev against Evgeny Prudnik. Both of these guys weighing about 100 kilos. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, no, this is probably the best match of this top 8. I mean, I respect both these guys. These guys are, lightweight / middleweights competing against the monsters of the world, and both of them are right up there, top. I think they pulled quite a bit against each other in the past. The last few matches I've seen them pull, it seems like Prudnik gets out on top. I mean, I hate to see, the format that they have, that these guys are going to wrestle each other the first match, because I don't know. I don't know if Rustam can compete with the bigger guys. I mean, he's obviously strong enough to compete with the bigger guys, but he's such a small hand and wrist that he's probably going to have a very difficult time with some of the bigger guys. But Prudnik, on the other hand, I mean, he's right there. He's got the hand size and control to possibly win this thing. But that first round is going to be so important, and I don't see either one of these guys coming out of that first round with anything much left in the tank. I mean, I don't see either one of them winning real quick, but we'll see.
Yeah,
especially if Rustam slams that hook in like he normally does. I mean, if it goes to the hook, bang, I mean, Prudnik's just going to have to wait it out, which he's done in the past, but that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, when he's done it in the past, he's repeatedly held these barrages from Rustam, and I think Prudnik's ended up eventually even top rolling and getting the victory. So these guys have like 40-second wars routinely with each other, and I think it happened in Moldova recently. It's happened at Zloty. It's happened in their Ukrainian national titles. It's happened at A1. These guys know each other well. I feel like Evgeny probably has the advantage over 6 rounds. Maybe in a 1-round match, Rustam Babayev is a slight favourite, but I think for me, Prudnik will come through with this one over the 6 rounds. And as you said, it'll be exhausting.
I agree 100%. I think he might not lose a match, but I don't think he's going to come out without too many battle wounds. I mean, he's going to be wore out. I mean, it's going to be, we'll have to see how his endurance is. He might have the endurance of a Devon and can just bounce right back. But I see that one going a long time. But it's a great first round match.
The good thing is, John, is this is just round 1. So round 1 are all these matches. The tournament actually will take place again. Probably, I don't even think they've announced the second location or venue. So this is just round 1. So Prudnik, if Prudnik gets through, he'll be fresh for his next match, whoever it may be. But
okay. I guess I'm not understanding the full format. I thought they were going to a winner. So
no, not at all.
Oh, okay. That's news to me then. I assume that the 4 winners would face each other in round 2 and then down to the final 2.
So I guess it gives a big advantage to the big guys, because people like Levan Saginashvili, he didn't want to have multiple 6-round matches in a row and then come up against the Prudnik. But no, so just straight up these 4 matches here, and then they'll take a break and come back a month or 2 later or something.
Oh, so it makes it less interesting to me. I would have liked to have seen the endurance play a factor and a little bit of the draw play a role in the possible winner. But in a situation like that, that was.
Changes it a bit.
Yeah.
Do we agree there? Prudnik probably to get through that one over 6 rounds.
Prudnik will definitely get through. I think. If he has his time and he can take his time, he's gonna outlast Rustam.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Next round, John, we got Gennady Kvikvinia of Georgia up against Alex Kurdecha of Poland. two very emotional pullers, very passionate pullers. How do you see this one?
Well, they both had a really good showing on the last super matches. I mean, Kvikvinia, how do you pronounce his first name? Is it Kvikvinia? Gennady? Boy, I have a tough time with the European names.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a tricky one. I think it's Kvikvinia, but anyway.
Kvikvinia, yeah. No, I mean, very impressive against Dave Chafee. I mean, he seems to be able to get outside very well, especially in the straps. Very explosive puller. Don't know much about Alex. I mean, of course he looked really good against Scott Mendelson, but I mean, just controlled the match in the hand. But I don't know. I don't have much experience with either one of them. Well, I have no experience against Alex. So, but yeah, he looks like he's coming on strong. So I mean, it's anybody's game on that one.
I think Alex is the bigger guy. Alex is definitely the new kid on the block in terms of the international elite scene. We got to see him in Moldova. I believe he actually beat Gennady, but I think Gennady wasn't in good shape at that tournament.
Right.
But Alex is he's strong, that's for sure, and he's explosive.
Well, if he's done it once, he's got in his mind that he can do it again. So that's a big plus. I mean, going into a match where you've known you can beat the guy and you have beaten the guy, definitely an advantage to. But if it stops, absolutely. I mean, if Kvikvinia stopped Dave Chafee, and that's about a tall task as you can ask for. So if that happens, I would imagine he could possibly win the thing.
Yeah, I think Gennady is too versatile over 6 rounds. He can pull in every position, where Alex is much more just about the explosive pin, and I think over 6 rounds that explosiveness is going to wear down, and Gennady's going to find stops, and his versatility and experience will come through. So for me, I'm like 4-2. I think at least on Kvikvinia's side in this one.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a close one. That's for sure.
Awesome. All right, and one of the last round, which for me is the most interesting round, Levan Saginashvili of Georgia up against USA's Tim Bresnan. Can Tim Bresnan get into this match?
Poor Tim. I mean, another big underdog match for Tim. I think if anybody can give Levan a hard match, it's going to be Tim, though, because the way Tim sets up, smaller hand, but he has got that super strong form, and he protects his hand well by the back pressure move instead of the hand control move. So Levan might run into some problems with Tim. I could see Tim maybe flattening him out and him not being able to quite get a hold of Tim. I mean, Tim's tough to reel in. I mean, he's just tough to hold on to. He's got tremendous back pressure. Obviously, I think he's the underdog, but I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls it out.
Well, yeah, as you say, Levan Saginashvili is certainly firmly the favourite in this match. I mean, he has been thrown around as potentially the number 1 on the planet. People think that he's ready to beat Saplenkov. People think that he was about to beat Dave Chafee. But, I agree with you 100% that Tim Bresnan is the right style of arm wrestler to give Levan a problem. And it might, my gut feel is that round 1, Levan's just going to have enough hand strength to contain Tim and get the stop. But I feel like once Tim's felt the angles that Levan's pulling on, that rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5 could become real problems. And
right.
I think it'd be an amazing victory. If Tim pulls this one off, he will be the hero for sure.
Right. Yeah, no, I can see Tim pulling strong still with his hands somewhat flat, just with that back pressure move that he has. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Tim pulls it out. Of course, I'm rooting for Tim, but definitely the underdog again.
Yeah. All right, so that top 8 tournament happens on April 5th in Malaysia. So that one is only a few weeks away and should be very interesting. I feel like now with Denis Saplenkov out of that draw, it's actually difficult to predict who's going to win the overall tournament. I'd love to see Tim Bresnan do it, but I have a feeling that we're probably going to see a Dmitry Trubin and a Vitaly or a Saginashvili in the final. Do you feel like that's
I'm going to go with a real crazy underdog prediction and say that Prudnik wins it.
Yeah, nice. Well, he's probably... He's probably the most versatile puller in there.
Yeah, and I think he's coming on really, really strong. I think he's got a lot more potential than people give him credit for. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he surprises a lot of people.
Well, that'd be good.
Where's the second round going to be held at?
I don't know. I don't think they've announced it yet. So I really don't know, to be honest. But we'll wait and see.
The final one's going to be a real short tournament then, right? I mean, it's just going to be the two finalists. It seems strange that they decided to do it that way.
I think they're always going to have an associated tournament underneath it, like in Malaysia. They've got a big tournament as well. So who knows? They might have the final in conjunction with a Zloty tour or something like that. But it should be pretty good either way. I'm sure it'll be massive. But so John, I know the top 8's pretty important, but everyone's talking about the bottom 8.
Everybody. Everybody in Australia? I haven't heard anybody talking about it. Bottom 8. None of my friends have talked about the bottom 8.
You don't spend enough time on Facebook, John.
They're really gonna go through with this thing and do this?
Oh, 100%. My tickets are booked. I'm there.
I thought it was a joke, right? You're not actually coming out here for that.
It definitely started out as a joke. Devin Larratt and John Milne just were having a laugh one day, put the video out there, and they mentioned me as one of these pullers in the bottom 8, and I straight away contacted Devin and said, "Dude, let's do this. I'll do everything I can to help you make it happen." And over the next few weeks, we said, "Yeah, right, let's make it happen." And it was bit by bit. People started to believe it, and even the pullers at first didn't think it was. But no, it's on. It's on big time.
Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't really. I'll be honest. I've seen a couple of posts that you've made. Someone did like a Homer Simpson thing of you, or
yeah.
What's that all about? Is that a friend of yours that did that, or who did that? You hired somebody to do that?
Yeah, that was one of the arm wrestlers from Mexico, Hero. I think he goes by is his name online, but I've seen him do some work for Todd Hutchins before and for Devin Larratt, and I just contacted him and said, "Hey man, can you help me out with a Simpsons style picture of me and Chris Gobby?" And yeah, he whipped it up real quick time, so that was awesome. Pretty cool. But obviously, I don't expect you to know anything about any of these pullers. And that's cool. The whole thing about bottom 8 is that it's kind of the worst guys in arm wrestling that actually have a big social media presence that kind of know, or that people in the community of the sport actually know and follow in different respects. So it's going to be interesting. Like my first match is against my long-time rival Chris Gobby, who is a guy who 5 years ago, when I first emerged in the sport, and I was kind of very public about my aspirations, he was like, "Dude, you are nothing. You are an amateur. You'll never go anywhere in the sport." Right. And I've stuck around, so I get to come back and and avenge that.
You get to come out here and hopefully shut him up, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. Well, I honestly, I respect the guy as an arm wrestler. I think that he's been pulling like for 14 years or something. He knows how to move on the table, but the thing is, he's literally like 160 pounds. So, right, I can't see it happening.
You guys aren't doing the same thing as the top 8, though. You guys aren't coming back for your semifinal match and final match.
No. We're going all the way. We're going all the way in one night.
Yeah, because you can't keep flying back from Australia for round 2, round 3.
I definitely wouldn't be signing up for that. So the matches anyway. So again, let me know if you have no idea who these people are. But either way, you got myself against Chris Gobby. Round
Don't know
1.
either one of them. Right.
The next round we got is Juji Mufu, who is a YouTube sensation who's just discovered the sport of arm wrestling. He's taking on the French arm wrestling.
Pretty good.
Yeah, well, Juji looks like an athlete. He's definitely a strong athlete, and he's taking on the French arm wrestling king, who literally nobody knew until about 2 months ago. The French arm wrestling king has been. Yeah, he's from Canada, but he calls himself the French arm wrestling king. I don't even believe that he can speak French, so I don't know. He's just making stuff up.
Is there a team in France? Oh, I was in Paris once. There is actually arm wrestlers in France.
Yeah, there's some good ones. There's definitely some good French arm wrestlers.
Oh, there is.
But this guy calls himself the French arm wrestling king, and
okay.
Honestly, I'm worried he's going to break his arm against Juji.
Juju thinks he's going to break his arm, or
No,
vice versa?
I'm worried. No, the French arm wrestling king. He's about, I think he's 50-something years old. I don't even know if the dude's ever arm wrestled. Like, he says that he arm wrestled in a pub tournament like 20 years ago.
Is he an arm wrestler? Because if he's an arm wrestler, he's not gonna hurt himself. I'd worry more about Juju or Jimbuju or whatever that. What's his name? How do you pronounce his name? Jimju?
Juji Mufu.
Jimmy Jubufu. Yeah, I mean that's a guy that could possibly hurt himself. Someone that's in fantastic shape, super strong, super muscular, but just hasn't spent a whole lot of time on the table to kind of build those.
Either way, that match is
going to
be messy. That match is going to be real messy.
Everybody's going to be kind of cringing and hiding.
All right, so I get the winner of that, but on the other side of the draw is we've got Artem Toprol from Russia. He's kind of the spy from Russia who's trying to infiltrate the US. He's taking on Jonathan Laba from New York, who's the loudmouth Jonathan Laba comedian who loves to roast everyone.
Right.
Yeah, both those guys, I've never pulled either of them other than very briefly on the practice table when I was in the States. Have you heard of either of these guys?
I saw the video of Laba. He did something where he was pissing out. I don't know what he was talking about something. I don't even remember it. He was peeing. What was that all about?
Well, he's got.
I thought it was funny at the time, but to be honest, I can't remember it now. So I don't.
Yeah. Well, that pretty much sums up Jonathan Laba. He's funny, but he's easily forgotten.
Forgettable.
That's
okay.
and Artem Tenorenko, he's pretty good behind a camera. He takes great photos. That's about the limit of his notoriety. Is he takes amazing photos and he's got a weird accent and kind of can arm wrestle. So.
Well, I've met Artem. I mean, I don't think I pulled around with him. But he was at Travis's tournament. I should have gripped up with him just to see if he had anything. But you didn't pull with him at all.
I pulled him on the practice table after I pulled Dan Mosier and the tournament there, and he felt good, but I was absolutely trashed by the time I gripped up with him. So I don't know. I have no idea on the read on him, to be honest.
Right.
Then the final match we've got is Canada's Evan Burgoyne up against USA's Craig Suboulier. So Evan Burgoyne is the beer drinking, swearing, extreme trash talker from Canada who has a solid ability on the table. He gets to train with Devon. I think he's even beaten Mike Gould. That's what he says.
Yeah, I saw a video with I think with Devin and John. He was saying that John's hoping that he just gets into a fight. He's
going to be bringing all his brothers there. He's the kind of guy that you don't want to cross. And his opponent Craig Suboulier is the Instagram model of arm wrestling. He takes 5 or 6 Instagram photos a day of his training.
For a while there, he was doing the radio shows.
Yeah, that's the one. Arm Wrestling Nation Radio.
Don't know anything about his arm wrestling abilities, but yeah, I remember him doing the radio shows.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that's the tournament. A lot of rivalries. Each matchup is has a deep-seated rivalry there. So who knows? But there's good money on the line. There's $2,000 to be won for the winner. So
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's better money than I've made this year arm wrestling. So. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not true, but
yeah. What was Moldova this year?
Pretty good money. It perks my interest. I might unretire for a couple grand.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you in some capacities you qualify for bottom 8, but I think that you're definitely out.
Yeah, I'd have to be hitting hard and quick. I mean, I couldn't let anybody catch me.
I think you'd have no dramas in any way, shape, or form. But either way, it's going to be a fun tournament. That one happens on April 27 in Kingston, Ontario. So, which is only a week after the WAL's event. So I'm going to be hitting both. I'm going to be hanging out at the WAL event and then up to this one. So it should be some good fun. But hey, you got to pick for it. Surely you got to back the Australian.
Well, first I want to say the worst thing you can do is get all excited and revved up at the WAL event and start pulling everybody that you see, because that will destroy your chances for any kind of. I mean, and I know how you are, so you'll be trashed by the time the Canadian tournament comes around.
Yeah. You've seen me in action.
Keep your hands in your pockets and yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah,
So,
you're right. I absolutely hate having to do that, but I think it's important, especially when there's $2,000 on the line. And if I was to lose to Chris Gobby, he would never let me see the light of day. So I better make sure I rest.
I'm gonna go. You asked me for prediction. I think I'm gonna go with you just because I think you got good enough endurance. I think your endurance is probably better than everybody else's, and it just depends on the draw. I mean, if you get into a long, hard match, your first match, then of course, obviously, your stock goes down.
I honestly think I got the best draw of the lot. It's probably because I contributed $1,000 to the prize money, so.
Right.
I got the smallest guy in the room as my first round, and if I win that, I get either Juji Mufu or the French arm wrestling king, who both don't know how to arm wrestle. So
I can't imagine either one of those guys having flash matches. So the first round is going to be so important. I mean, if you get through your first round without too much damage, you're going to be good.
Yeah,
but
we'll be good.
I got another phone call. Oh, somebody from Texas. Oh well, I won't answer it.
Awesome, John. Well, anyway, I reckon we might wrap it up there anyway. So, top 8, bottom 8, they're all happening. The sport's expanding. We're getting more and more audiences in, which is awesome. So we're in a good time.
Sounds like fun.
Awesome.
Good to be
right,
good to be in the sport, huh?
Yeah, it actually is a really good time. I think that the fans are really starting to actually take on, and it is a good time to be in the sport. But John, as always, thank you so much for your contribution and time today.
Right.
You're awesome. We'll do it again soon.
We'll talk to you next time.
All right, thanks, guys. Bye.